Hey guys, McCoolite here. I'm gonna do a video for you. Hey, this right here is an article over on planetxnews.org. It's talking about that asteroid that they didn't see. Okay, you guys need to go read this article. It's really enlightening. It's very good article. A lot of good information in it. But I want to talk about something here, right here on this thumbnail picture he's used for the article. Okay, the asteroid passed between us and the moon. Okay, it might not have passed between us and the moon, but it was close enough to do so. I'm not sure where the moon was located when this thing passed, but it was only 46,000 miles away. Now, if we're talking about space, that's not very far, guys. Okay, to put that a little bit more perspective, okay, again, the moon's here, Earth's here, and it's here, right? Well, actually, this pic here, this asteroid should really, if you tried to do it to scale, it's probably more like right there, because the moon's 238,000 miles away. Okay, you divide 46,000 miles into 230, which is basically 400, whatever. It's like really close. Okay, I'm not going to do the calculations and all that, but what I'm saying is it was closer to the Earth than it was to the moon. Think about that for a second. So when we're talking about stuff like this stuff is really, yeah, this is kind of some serious stuff. Now, there's an object out there that's the second interstellar object. In other words, it came from outside of our solar system, okay? And it's going to be in our solar system. I think they said it would be here in 2029, I think is what they said. So it's like 10 years from now. And it's a sizable object. I think it was like 1,100 feet or something like that. I can't remember exactly how big they think it is, but it's supposed to be within 18,000 miles of us. Now, Scott's talked about this before, but keep in mind that is not very far away. Also, we have to keep in mind that there's still 10 years to go, guys, before it gets here. So could things change? Could their mathematics have been wrong just a little bit? And if they are, what is the result of that? Does it get further away? Does it get closer? What do we do here, right? Now, they're not going to be able to see all the objects. I don't think any of us are so naive to think that they could do that. It's just one of those things, like the sky is just way too big for us to be able to, at least at this point in our technological standings that we have, there's just no way we could monitor the whole sky. You guys realize how much money that would mean? How much money that would take? I don't even think there's enough money on the planet probably to be able to do that. And it would take so much manpower. I mean, there's just so much to that. So it would be naive for us to think that they could see everything. So when we do see this, that they didn't see this. It really shouldn't surprise people, but it does. Now, what bothers me about this is they tried to hide it. Okay, so it's almost like they were saying, yeah, we could see it, but they didn't see it. This is basically what these emails are saying. We can have a whole conversation about that if we wanted to, but right, go read this article. It's really good. But I want to pause because I got something kind of related to this. Okay, guys, this is Google, okay? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take you to livemeteor.com. All right. Now, this is a live YouTube channel, okay? This isn't right here. I'll take you to the channel here in a minute. But what it does is it's meant to detect meteors. That's what it's supposed to do, okay? So I'm going to explain to you a little bit how this thing works. All right, what it does is it actually sees the tail of the meteors. It does not see the meteor itself. It might see it for a second, but what you're mainly seeing on this tool will be the particles, its tail. It's reflecting the radio waves. All right, so with that being said, it has to have a transmitter and a receiver. Okay, that's how radio works, right? So when that signal gets interrupted, that's what this tool is seeing. So it sees the tail. I want you guys to understand that part first and foremost. Okay. Now, I guess I'll just go over here to this real quick and show you. All right. So, in other words, this is what you're seeing. Okay. Here's the transmitter. Here's the receiver. Here's the meteor. This is a very simple graphic, but it explains it really well. This transmitter is trying to communicate with this receiver. Okay, so here's the tail, and it interrupts that signal to the receiver. So what that does is it takes that data and puts it into a visual for us. Okay, that's what we're seeing when we look at the tool. So basically it's the radio waves getting interrupted by the tail of the meteor. That's what we're seeing. Okay, now I'm going to say this too. The material off the tail of the meteor is not the only thing that radio waves can get interrupted by. So with that being said, there's probably a lot of anomalies on this tool that aren't necessarily meteors. Okay, but it does a really good job of picking this stuff up, the meteor stuff. So I'm telling you that this is one of those things. It's neat to go look at and watch. But also, if you guys see a big anomaly on that thing, okay, it lasts longer than a minute, it's most likely not a meteor. It's an anomaly, and they call it, what did they call it here? I can't remember, something E. Sporadic E, I think is what they call it. I mean, look. Yeah, sporadic E, okay? And it happens mainly in the northern hemisphere, according to what this is saying. All right, in the summertime. So if it's in the summertime, you're looking at this tool in the northern hemisphere, and you see that an anomaly that lasts longer than a minute, don't freak out. Okay, because these anomalies last a little bit different time frames depending on how big the meteors are. Okay. And again, we're talking about meteors. We're not talking about asteroids or humongous rocks. Okay, we're talking about meteorites. We get hit with tons of meteorites every day. All right, even when we're not going through an active area in space, we still get meteor strikes, and our atmosphere protects us from that because it burns it up. And that's what you're seeing on the back of that. You're seeing that meteor get burnt up, causing that tail. And that's what's interrupting the radio signal. Okay, that's what this tool is seeing. So, with that being said, oh yeah, also, let's just go back over here real quick. This transmitter is in DC, and this receiver is in Canada. Okay, that's the system. That's why this one's set up. So that's the actual locations of the transmitter and the receiver. They're ground-based. This isn't in space. This is on the surface of the Earth. It's putting out a radio signal, and when it gets interrupted, the tool says, "Hey, this is a meteor." That's what it does. Okay. So, what we'll do? Let me go back one page here, and we'll just go to the YouTube channel. Okay. I mean, it shouldn't take long to get there. Okay, now when you get here, what you're going to see is probably just one video sitting there. All right, you got 5 people watching right now. So we'll click on it. We'll go over here and look at it. Now, do I got my volume turned down? Yep. Okay. Now when I turn the volume up, you're going to hear some noises. Okay? When you hear the pings, well, right there was a meteor. Okay, you see this? You see that jumping around a little bit right there? That's an actual meteor, guys. Okay, so I'm gonna turn the sound up and let you guys hear what it sounds like. You hear the static, that's just background noise. When you hear the pinging and a continuous ring, that is a meteor, and they happen fairly often. And also over here they put timestamps so you can kind of understand. But remember, when you're looking at this thing, it goes off of Eastern Standard Time. Most all the other tools that we use go off of Universal Time, UTC. So that is different. I'm not sure if there's any other tools I look at that even do something like that. Most of them are UTC. So we'll turn this up so you guys can hear it. So that's the background noise. That's what it will sound like when there is no meteors happening. And then you'll hear a ping, like ping, and it rings, right? Now something else I'm going to say over here, that's nothing to worry about. It stays there. What you want to look at is in this area. Oop, there's one. Oh man, I missed it. Sorry. I'm just going to leave the sound up for a minute and see if we can't catch it. Catch it going pinging. But that was a meteor right there. And they happen a lot more. What you guys hear that? You guys see that jumping up in here? Oops. See that jumping right there? That's when one's happening. But anyway, guys, go check that tool out, man. It's pretty cool. Just check it out. All right, guys, I got you over here at ISWA. This is the 193 and the 211 angstrom. Okay, well, we're going to talk about these coronal holes. Okay, this little hole here is the one that was just rotated through. Okay, we should be start seeing some effects, well, here very shortly, within the next day or so, if not before. So we're going to see a solar wind stream pick up, probably some high dense material or whatever. We'll have some sort of solar wind event. It ain't going to be, I don't think it's going to be huge, but we will see some activity from it. Now, this one is different, okay? What I'm going to talk about here on this one, you guys remember this right here, this hole here, you guys remember how big it was a couple days ago right here when it was during the Earth, okay? It was probably, you got this little one right there, it was about 3 to 4 times the size of what it is now, okay? Now, we've been talking about that for a minute. I don't know why this is, but it seems like when things rotate through Earth facing, these coronal holes get bigger, and then as they go rotate on through, they kind of close back up again. And we see something similar with sunspots. They either get more intense or they degrade, okay? And it seems like all that activity happens as they come around Earth facing, and then as they exit to the other side, it seems like they go the opposite way. Either get more intense or get a lot weaker. Okay? Now, this hole here, yesterday I was showing you guys this. It was over here, right? And it was about half the size that it is now. So it's starting to get real close to Earth, facing right at us. Okay? But it's getting bigger. Again, that's something that happened with this one. So we're going to watch this one. And if this one, as it rotates through, if it gets over here and starts getting smaller, and we've seen this time and time again, it does it almost every time. Now, with that being said, this coronal hole may survive all the way through. I've seen coronal holes rotate through around, up to 3 times. I'm not sure if I've ever seen it happen for 4 rotations, but that's very possible. I don't know. But this coronal hole up here, guys, anybody that's new here to my channel, know that right there is always there. It's the northern coronal hole, basically, and there's a southern coronal hole also that's always there. I'm not really sure the reasoning behind that, but it's there. Okay, they don't go away. Now, if you look over here on this 211, the purple view, see how much darker that is? It's almost like it's trying to open up some more. And we're able to see that more on the 211 than we are over here on the 193. And you go look at like the 171 angstrom, the lighter yellow one that I show you guys a lot, you won't even hardly see it at all. Now Scott's got a pretty good technique, and he shows basically the solar wind speed, the solar wind stream, or all the particles that make the solar wind stream. They kind of sparkle. He's got a technique he's developed, so it's pretty cool. So whenever he shows that, guys, you guys should check it out. It's pretty neat. Gives us a pretty good visual of what we're seeing. So why am I talking about the coronal holes? Well, whenever these things rotate through us, and again, let's say the equator of the sun's there. The Earth is kind of like right here, just south of the equator of the sun. So we will connect to this upper coronal hole here magnetically, and that'll, basically we're going to get a solar wind stream out of it. I mean, it's going to happen. So when that stuff happens, obviously, well, I'm going to say obviously because some people don't know. I don't want to, offend somebody that doesn't know because, yeah, I mean, I shouldn't do that because there's a lot of, I didn't know at one point, and there's a lot of people that just need to be educated a little bit. But when these coronal holes come through, guys, our earthquake risks go up. Okay? I'm not going to go into detail why that happens. I know a few little details, but I don't know the complete science behind it. I'm not real comfortable with that part of it yet when we're talking about the earthquakes, but I'm getting a little bit more knowledgeable with that, and I'll talk about it more as I do become a little bit more, and I feel more comfortable, telling people what I know. But anyway, yeah, guys, just know that when these coronal holes do rotate through and we start getting a solar wind stream from them, the earthquake risks do go up. We've actually been seeing that for the past couple days. So I just have to put that out there, all right, guys? So stay vigilant, pay attention, guys, and, God bless. Yeshua saves. And, oh, yeah, there's going to be a model update here on the end. I put music with it, guys. I hope you guys enjoy that. I try to switch it up some. But anyway, God bless. Yeshua saves, and you can drink this Kool-Aid.
How can I convince you what you see is real? Who am I to blame you for doubting what you feel? I was always searching. You were just a girl I knew. I took for granted the friend I have in you. I was living for a dream, loving for a moment, taking on the world. That was just my style. Now I look into your eyes, I can see forever. The search is over. You were with me all the while. Can we last forever? Will we fall apart? At times it's so confusing. These questions of the heart. You followed me through changes, and patiently you wait till I came to my senses through some miracle of fate. I was living for a dream, loving for a moment, taking on the world. That was just my style. Now I look into your eyes, I can see forever. The search is over. You were with me all the while. Now the miles stretch out behind me, love that I have lost, broken hearts lie victims of the game. Then good luck, it finally struck like from the blue. Every highway's lead me back to you. Now at last I hold you. Now all is said and done. The search has come full circle. Our destinies are one. So when you ever learn me, show me that you give a damn. You'll know for certain the man I really am. I was living for a dream, loving for a moment, memories are just where you laid them. Drag the waters to the depths, give up their dead. What did you